Welcome back. In the last two videos, we have been making our game GDPR and Ccpa Compliant. And in this video, we are going to enable Ccpa Compliant. So Ccpa stands for California Consumer Privacy Act. It's a fairly new act that has been released in 2020. And from then, it regulates how apps all over the world are allowed to handle the personal information of California citizens. So it's kind of a similar act to a GDPR because, once again, we will need to ask for a user's consent to collect their private information. But this time, act affects not a European but Californian citizens. So basically, if your app is provided to California residents, once again, you will need to ask their permission to collect personal information for ad networks. Alright, let's set this up. First, we're going to enable Ccpa Compliant. And above, we're getting second message saying that we need to make sure to ask our user for a Ccpa consent before initializing networks. Also, down below, we're getting one more message in Admob network section. So Admob requires to set up Ccpa Compliant manually on their dashboard, while for all other networks, Ccpa Compliant setup is done automatically by AdKit plugin. Alright. Let's set up Admob to become a Ccpa compliant project. Let's navigate to Admob dashboard. In the open page, we need to open blocking controls menu. If we scroll down, we will find our Ccpa section. Let's manage it. So here we are getting two options. We can select do not restrict data processing. This means Admob will show personalized ads only for eligible users in California. Or we can select to restrict data processing and display non-personalized ads for all California residents. So it's up to you which data processing option you would like to choose. If you're not sure what to select, then you can find more information about Ccpa in Admob documentation. Alright, I will select to restrict data processing so that all California residents would receive the ads. Now let's get back to Unity Editor. I will enter play mode. Here I will navigate to General menu, and in the Properties, we can find that networks wasn't initialized. That's because before showing our ads, we need to ask user for a Ccpa consent, because here we got Ccpa Compliant is enabled, but our player did not consented with it. In order to consent, let's navigate to Compliance menu. We will select Ccpa. Here we have two options, to manually enable or disable Ccpa Compliant. I will explain how they work in the following videos. But for now, we need to navigate to Consent menu. And here, user can accept or decline collecting his personal information. Let's say I want to accept Ccpa consent. In the console, we are getting a message that user has given Ccpa consent, allowing to collect his personal information. And after that, networks are automatically initialized. So now we can again request and show our ads in the game. And if we try to exit play mode and re-enter it again, networks will be initialized right away, because once user has consented, we don't need to request his consent again. So that's everything we need to know how to become compliant with all three different policies. But these compliances apply to all our players. For example, if user is not resident of California, he still will have to consent Ccpa Compliant before displaying our ads. And that might frustrate our users, because they have to accept policies which are not applicable to them. So in the next video, I'm going to explain how we can enable compliance manually for targeted audiences. So stay tuned.